Thinking about starting a lawn care business or just got started? Before you drop a dime on equipment or flyers, stick around. I'm about to answer the 10 most commonly asked questions from new lawn pros, all while you watch our crews in action mowing lawns. Number one, what equipment do I really need to get started? So this is a really good question. A lot of people, they spend their money on massive amounts of equipment, mowers, equipment, rakes, hedge trimmers, weed eaters, edgers. And the reality is you don't really need all that stuff. I want you to ask this one question to yourself. How often during the week am I going to use this piece of equipment? If you can get by with just a push broom or an electric blower at the start, that is going to allow you to use that money to put towards marketing to actually grow your business. So just get the essentials that you need. Start small. If you can do smaller properties first, those mowers are typically better and more cheaper, cost effective than having to purchase a big, large zero turn. Number two, how do I price my mowing services to make a profit? So the easiest way when you're just getting started and you don't know anything about pricing is to call 3 local competitors, find the average, and go a little bit below the average. This will allow you to gain more customers, get the confidence that you can actually market and get new customers. So that way you can start to build the database of how to actually price accordingly, which in turn allows you to actually track your time on every single property, because that's the data we're going to need down the road to actually know how much to charge to make a profit. Number three, how do I find and get my first customers? Well, very simple. I would go out and door knock on the 100 surrounding houses that you have closest to you. Why? It's easy, it's simple, it's free. And most of the time that people are just getting started, they don't have a ton of money to pour into this thing and they have more time. I would reach out on Nextdoor, use free apps, on Facebook groups, get into neighborhood pages, and really try to get your name out there and let people know that you are starting a mowing business. Number four, what's the best way to schedule and organize my mowing routes? So we ultimately want to schedule the mowing routes compounded with any other additional service that you have when you're just getting started. What do I mean by that? Well, if you have, let's say, a bush trimming service or a mulch installation or pulling weeds, if you can schedule those the same day that the mow is, it will require you to not have to move the truck. And anytime that you spend more time on the property, anytime you do that, you're making more money. Anytime you have to move the truck, you're not making money during window time driving from property to property. So the longer you can stay on the property, the better and more profitable you're going to be. Number five, how much should I charge for add-on services like edging or blowing? So we actually include these services inside of our core lawn mowing service. Why? Well, because the work that we do is a representation of the quality and the integrity that we have. So on every single lawn, on every single visit, every single day, we mow, weed eat, edge, and blow to ensure that our quality, when we leave that property, that is a representation of our work, and we want our long-lasting brand to portray that. So we don't ever cut corners or cut those services out of our regular mowing services. Number six, do I need a license or insurance to start a mowing business? This is something that you would definitely want to check with your state to see if there are laws and regulations around it. So down here in Texas, you do not technically need a license to actually go out and mow lawns for services. Now, if you get into something like fertilizing and weed control or irrigation, there are specific requirements and regulations and licenses that you're going to need. So it's always good to check with your state. Quick Google search will get you that answer. 5 years ago, I was out in the field every single day, knocking on doors, pushing mowers, and bootstrapping my business from the ground up. Today, I am not in the field and rarely ever in the office. I work on the business and not in it. And that didn't happen by luck. We put the systems in place and now we're handing them over to you. Inside our school community, you will gain access to all of the systems that we've used to allow this to happen. Click the link in the description below. Number seven, how do I handle customer objections about price or services? So what I have found is there are 3 main objections that we typically encounter. Number one, the price is too high. Number two, I need to talk to my spouse. And number 3, I need to think about it. And I'm going to address all 3 of these right now. Let's start with number 3. I need to think about it. What I would respond to the customer is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how close are you to a 10? And they're going to say, well, I'm at a 5. and you would say, look, what would make it become a 10? What is it lacking? And that's where typically the real objection will come out. They'll say, well, the price is a little high. Okay, great. So it's a pricing issue. We need to focus our time and energy instead of racing to the bottom and charging the cheapest price, which most people do. Let's transition our brain set to focus on delivering high value to the customer. Because if we can provide more value to the customer, we will be able to charge more for the services. Number two, I need to talk to my spouse. Okay, great. Hey, I think it's very sensible that you want to talk to your spouse. And I agree with you. You should do that. Just out of curiosity, what do you think your spouse wouldn't like about this estimate? And then again, at that point, we'll be able to pull the real objection out of them and be able to address it and hit the nail on the head. Now, if you do get a price objection person where somebody just says, hey, you know what? It's cheaper over here. I like to respond and say, look, sir, ma'am, I am a believer that cheaper is not always better. Would you agree? And that's when they're like, hey, I do agree with that most of the time. And then you can go into the guarantees that you have and the quality of service that you have and how your teams are in uniforms and you're in uniform. You just want to portray more value to the customer. Maybe it's you take back their garbage cans on each visit. Like, what more value can you bring to the customer so that way you don't race to the bottom of the barrel prices? Number 8, what's the best way to maintain my equipment and keep it running? Number 1, obviously we are in a seasonal business. So what I always like to do is preload our equipment maintenance right before the spring rush or the busy season. And so that way we can get all of our oil changes done, all of our air filters cleaned out, and not have to worry about equipment malfunctions or breakdown during the main growing season, and we can focus more on profits. But ultimately speaking, 2 to 3 times a year, oil changes on the trucks, oil changes on the mowers to keep those things running and going good. Number 9, how do I scale from mowing lawns myself to hiring help or opening more locations? I would say the number 1 indicator is the price that you're charging to the customer. There has to be enough margin for you to hire out someone else. So when you're just getting started and you're growing your business, you always want to think, if I were to hire somebody, what would I pay them to do this job? And typically you want to charge at least 3, ideally 4 to 5 times what you're going to pay an employee to do that. It's also a good thing to actually pay yourself when you're just getting started too, so you can feel what that's going to look like and know that you need to ultimately raise prices, bring more value to the customer, so that way you can grow and scale your business and get out of the truck. Number 10, what are the essential marketing strategies to help grow my mowing business quickly? I've done hundreds of coaching calls with many, many people. We are going to do $1.2 million in sales this year with 2 locations. If somebody asked me what the 3 most important marketing essential tactics are, number 1 is website, SEO, and online presence. That is number 1. Number 2 is a professional wrap truck with your name and your logo on it. And number 3 is lots and lots and lots of door hangers. Whatever number you have in your brain, 10x it. If you think it's going to take 1,000 door hangers, 10x that. It's going to take 10,000 door hangers. A lot of people that I talk to, when they're just getting started, they think too small. Volume is key. You will learn what to do and what not to do faster. You'll have a faster feedback loop, allowing you to grow your lawn and landscape business even faster. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you found value, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, or join our home service scalers, which will help you grow and scale your lawn and landscape business even quicker.